Welcome to Parish and Community. This is a wonderful opportunity to get to know the annual Catholic Appeal this time out. We have as a special guest Marsha Stocker, who is the chair of the annual Catholic Appeal. Marsha, thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Angela. I appreciate you inviting me here today.
No problem. Tell me about the appeal. How did you get involved with it?
Well, it's interesting. I had a phone call from Brian Niebrugge, who is the executive director of the appeal, and he asked me if I would serve as a member on the council, and that I had been nominated by someone on the council. So I thought about it, and I actually called my brother, Randy, who had been on the council a number of years ago. And I asked him, is this something that you think would be a good experience and that something that I would enjoy doing? And he said, absolutely. He said, I've been on so many various boards, and I have to say this one was probably the most enjoyable of all. And that you really have a unique experience to be able to get to know more about the agencies, actually visit the agencies, and see how the money is being spent. And of course, we know that the money goes to Catholics and non-Catholics alike.
Sure.
So it has been a great experience, and it's a 4-year term, and people enjoy it so much they oftentimes ask if they can stay on beyond that 4 years.
Oh, gotcha. And specifically as chair, what does your role entail?
Well, as the chair, this was interesting. When Brian asked me to be the chair this year, he said, you know, Marsha, you have the opportunity to either continue working with Archbishop Carlson, who you've worked with for years and you know very well, and that would be a wonderful experience, or you have the unique opportunity to really get to know the new Archbishop Rosansky. And as it turns out, that's just been a wonderful opportunity for me. And actually, Archbishop Rosansky was ordained by my second cousin, Cardinal Keeler of Baltimore.
Nice.
And so we've had a lot of fun sharing stories about Baltimore and Cardinal Keeler.
That's fantastic.
But also, as far as responsibilities with the appeal, I chair the executive committee, and on that committee we talk about who will be the new chair. We talk about the various committee chairs. We set the goal for the upcoming year. And this year we decided, after a lot of discussion, that we would keep the goal the same. With the pandemic, we thought it would not be wise to increase that goal. And already we have so many generous supporters. So we did keep that the same. And last year, even through this difficult time, we were able to make our goal. So that says a lot for the generous people in St. Louis and beyond in the Archdiocese.
Certainly does.
Another thing that we do is set the theme for the year. And as you know, this year's theme is Thy Will Be Done. And so that's a universal prayer that I think everyone can relate to, and really is the best prayer that we can pray. So I think the graphics have turned out just beautiful on the brochure. And if you haven't had a chance to see the video or see the brochure, you can go to aca.archstl.org. And then you can watch the video and hear some words from the Archbishop. So you might like to do that.
And I'll make sure to put that in the comments of this video, and I'll also make sure that we'll have that on our website during the campaign. Yeah, I actually have a copy of one of the brochures right here, if anybody wants to take a quick gander.
Yeah, that turned out great.
It really did. How have you experienced the value of the appeal to the community?
You know, as a council member, you have the opportunity to go visit these various sites, which I think is probably one of the most enjoyable and rewarding part of being on the council. And I think the average person maybe doesn't have that opportunity. One of the first places I visited was the rural parish workers down in Washington, Missouri. And so I had the chance to meet with the ladies there, hear their stories, hear about all the needs that are being met down in the rural areas. And of course, as you know, they have that new mobile medical unit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's reaching out to so many of the people in the rural areas. So that was one experience. Another was just recently I visited Marygrove. It was the first time I had been there on the campus, and that is one of the agencies under Catholic Charities, and they serve about 200 young people with all kinds of various mental and behavioral needs, and they do a wonderful job. And actually, as a result of that visit, I decided to become a mentor for one of the high school girls. So I just started that, and really looking forward to that. So again, that opportunity to really get to know it more in depth about the various agencies. And then Lindenwood University is right behind me. I live in St. Charles. And so I have the opportunity to get to meet some of the Lindenwood students and that work with Focus, the Focus missionaries. And they do a wonderful job. And of course, they also are supported by the annual appeal. And since they go to my parish, I speak with them, and they said they actually, through these Bible studies that they have off campus there at the Newman Center, they had 3 students who joined the Catholic Church just this past Easter.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
RCIA.
Oh, wow.
So even though it's been a little bit different with the pandemic, they have been able to really continue with their study groups and Bible studies and so forth. So that's exciting to see that.
I did get a chance when the kickoff dinner happened on April 11th to watch the videos that were made by the high school students. It really showed how much that the idea of the appeal had made an impression on them. That was really wonderful.
Absolutely. And did you see who the winner was?
CBC.
CBC. So congratulations to CBC. That was exciting, and we'll talk about that. But that's one of the many ways that the appeal looks a little bit different this year. Is we've had to do a lot of things virtually.
Yeah, tell me about the differences that have come up because of the pandemic.
Well, there's been a lot of major impacts, as you can imagine, especially those who are most vulnerable. And at one point, Catholic Charities they set up a call center, and they were receiving almost 200 calls a day for help.
Wow.
So not only is there the need for food and homes and various supplies, I think there's just been, with this pandemic, even a greater need. I think sometimes a sense of hopelessness, and people really need the support. And so, not only that, but it's also obviously had a significant impact on our students. So fortunately, we have been able to remain open and support the students and serve these students. So just recently, we're able to go out to all the archdiocesan high schools, and each one of them received $130,000 check from the annual appeal.
Wow.
So that was exciting to get to go and meet the students and be a part of that.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me about how the pandemic has affected how parishes are conducting their appeal. Have you heard a lot about how?
Yeah, obviously that has been different. Things look a little bit different. Many people still are not able to come back to church. Some of our older donors, some of the churches do not have their appeal tables set up. So things do look a little bit different. And of course, the need is greater than ever. And so that's so important that we continue with the appeal. But people are doing things just like yourself, reaching out, whether it's a podcast, email, various ways through social media to try to reach people and let them know how great the need actually is.
Absolutely. Well, happy to do it. Happy to help get the word out for everybody.
Well, I appreciate that.
And again, we will be placing all of the materials about the appeal on our website, so you can visit that at sfxstl.org. And we will mention the ACA website both on ours and on also our YouTube comments on this video so that folks can check that out after they watch this. So Marsha, thank you so much again for your time.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And please keep the annual appeal in your prayers.
Will do. Thank you.